TV soap news and spoilers say that since its electrifying debut on February 24, 2025, Beyond the Gates has captivated audiences with its intoxicating blend of high-stakes drama, intricate family dynamics, and tantalizing mysteries. Set in the opulent, gated community of Fairmont Crest, just outside Washington, D.C., this groundbreaking CBS soap opera, created by Michelle Val-Jean, has redefined daytime television by centering on the affluent, multi-generational African-American Dupree family. As the first predominantly black-led soap since Generations, 1989 to 1991, the show has masterfully woven tales of ambition, betrayal, and hidden truths, with one storyline standing out as the pulsating heart of the series, the mysterious secret of Congressman Martin Richardson, Brandon Claiborne. This secret, shrouded in darkness and guarded by a cadre of powerful men, has sent shockwaves through the Dupree clan, threatening to unravel their carefully curated empire. At the center of this storm is Jacob Hawthorne, Jiber Horges, a detective whose own murky memories and recent revelations suggest he may hold a key to unlocking Martin's buried past. Could Jacob be intricately tied to the events of that fateful night 2 years ago? Let's dive into the labyrinth of secrets, suspicions, and simmering tensions to explore this gripping narrative thread and speculate on how Jacob's role could alter the course of the Dupree dynasty. The weight of Martin's secret. A ticking time bomb from the very first episode, Beyond the Gates has teased viewers with glimpses of Martin Richardson's torment. A charismatic congressman with presidential aspirations, Martin is the golden boy of the Dupree family, the son of Dr. Nicole Dupree Richardson, Daphne Duplay, and Ted Richardson, Keith D. Robinson, and the grandson of the formidable patriarch and matriarch, Vernon, Clifton Davis, and Anita Dupree, Tamara Tooney. Married to Bradley, Smitty, Smith, Mike Manning. And father to their adopted children, Tyrell, Jaden Lucas Miller, and Samantha, Nudja Jackson, Martin projects an image of polished perfection. Yet, beneath this veneer lies a man haunted by nightmares, vivid, recurring visions of flashing police lights, screeching tires, and, most chillingly, a crowbar that hints at a violent act. These dreams are not mere figments of imagination but fragments of a suppressed memory from a terrible incident, in 2023, one so damning that it could destroy Martin's political career, his family, and the Dupree legacy. The gravity of Martin's secret is underscored by the lengths to which powerful figures in Fairmont Crest have gone to keep it buried. Vernon Dupree, the family patriarch, orchestrated a settlement to silence a mysterious man involved in the incident, who subsequently left the country. Anita, Bill Hamilton, Timon Kyle Durrett, and, shockingly, Martin's father, Ted, are also privy to the secret, forming a tight circle of conspirators determined to protect Martin at all costs. The return of a shadowy figure named Kenneth, Jason Vendries, a busboy at the Fairmont Crest Country Club, has reignited the threat, as he demands $100,000 to keep quiet about what transpired that night. The involvement of such influential men, Vernon, a pillar of the community, Bill, a cunning lawyer, and Ted, a man wrestling with his own secrets, suggests that Martin's actions were not only catastrophic but far-reaching, implicating others in a web of deceit and moral compromise. Theories about Martin's secret abound, each more dramatic than the last. Some speculate he was involved in a fatal car crash, possibly a drunk driving accident that claimed a life. Others propose a darker scenario, that Martin committed or was complicit in a murder, with the crowbar in his nightmare serving as the murder weapon. There's even a wild theory that the secret involves the biological parents of Tyrell and Samantha, perhaps tied to an unethical adoption process or a tragic event that left the children orphaned. CG point. Whatever the truth, the secret's weight is crushing Martin, manifesting in waking nightmares and a growing paranoia that threatens to consume him. As the stakes rise, the question looms, where does Jacob Hawthorne fit into this explosive puzzle? Jacob Hawthorne, a detective with a clouded past. Jacob Hawthorne, married to Naomi Hamilton Hawthorne, Ariel Prepati, the daughter of Danny Dupree, Carla Mosley. And Bill Hamilton, is a detective whose life is deeply intertwined with the Dupree family. As a law enforcement officer, Jacob is driven by a sense of justice, but his recent interactions with Smitty, Martin's investigative journalist husband, have begun to stir memories that unsettle him. Like Martin, Jacob appears to struggle with gaps in his recollection of events from 2 years ago, the same period as Martin's mysterious incident. This parallel is no coincidence, as the narrative has hinted that Jacob's probing into police corruption, particularly involving his father, Elon Hawthorne, Malachi Malik, and other figures like Marcel Malone, Daryl W. Handy, and Joey Armstrong, John Lindstrom, may be brushing up against the edges of Martin's secret. Jacob's role in the story is complicated by his loyalty to his family and his professional duty. His wife, Naomi, assumes Elon has explained certain discrepancies in his behavior, but Jacob's growing unease suggests otherwise. In a pivotal moment, Jacob confides in Smitty about a memory from 2023, triggered by their discussions about police corruption. This memory, though vague, seems to connect to the night of Martin's incident, raising the possibility that Jacob was either a witness, a participant, or inadvertently involved in the cover-up. The mention of Marcel and Joey, two figures tied to illicit financial dealings and mob-like activities, further muddies the waters, suggesting that Martin's secret may intersect with a broader criminal network that Jacob is unwittingly unraveling. The dynamic between Jacob and Smitty is particularly charged. Smitty, frustrated by Martin's secrecy and determined to reclaim his journalistic roots, has been digging into Fairmont Crest's underbelly, focusing on police corruption. His investigation has brought him dangerously close to uncovering Martin's secret, a fact that sends Martin into a tailspin of panic and rage. When Jacob shares a fragmented memory with Smitty, it acts as a catalyst, sparking a chain reaction that could expose the truth. The tension is palpable. Martin, desperate to keep his secret buried, is furious at Smitty's probing, while Jacob's emerging recollections threaten to blow the lid off the entire conspiracy. Does Jacob know Martin's secret? The central question is whether Jacob is consciously aware of Martin's secret or if his involvement is buried in his subconscious, much like Martin's own suppressed memories. Several clues suggest that Jacob's connection to the incident is more than peripheral. First, the timeline aligns. Both Martin's incident and Jacob's murky memory date back to 2023. Second, Jacob's investigation into police corruption, particularly involving his father, Elon, overlaps with the network of men protecting Martin, Vernon, Bill, Ted, and possibly Marcel and Joey. This overlap implies that Jacob may have witnessed or been indirectly implicated in the events of that night, perhaps as a young detective who encountered the aftermath of Martin's actions. One compelling theory is that Jacob was on duty the night of Martin's incident, possibly responding to a call related to a car crash or a violent altercation. If Martin's nightmares of police lights and a crowbar are accurate, Jacob could have been one of the officers at the scene, only to be pressured by Vernon or Bill to look the other way. This would explain his fragmented memories and the unease he feels when discussing the past with Smitty. Alternatively, Jacob might have been a bystander, perhaps a friend or acquaintance of Martin's who was present during the incident but unaware of its full implications. The involvement of Marcel and Joey, who are linked to illicit activities, suggests that Martin's secret might involve organized crime, and Jacob's investigation could be peeling back layers of a conspiracy that implicates his own father. Another possibility is that Jacob's connection is personal rather than professional. As Naomi's husband and a member of the extended Dupree family, Jacob is tied to the family's dynamics. If Martin's secret involves the adoption of Tyrell and Samantha, Jacob might have been privy to information about their biological parents, perhaps through Naomi or Danny. This theory gains traction given Vernon's warning that the secret's exposure would harm Smitty and the children, suggesting a direct link to the family unit. However, Jacob's apparent memory lapses argue against him being fully aware of the secret, pointing instead to a repressed or manipulated recollection, possibly orchestrated by Vernon to protect the family's reputation. The unfolding drama, a family on the brink as Beyond the Gates barrels toward its climactic revelations, the narrative is building to a crescendo that promises to shake the Dupree family to its core. Martin's increasing instability is a powder keg, with his nightmares spilling into his waking life and his temper fraying under the pressure of Kenneth's blackmail. The return of Kenneth, described as a mysterious stranger with a vendetta, has galvanized Vernon into damage control mode, but the cracks in the cover-up are widening. Martin's discovery that his father, Ted, was complicit in the secret has pushed him to the brink, with scenes depicting him in a near-fugue state, haunted by visions of Marcel and the night that changed everything. Smitty's investigation, meanwhile, is a double-edged sword. His determination to uncover the truth about police corruption has inadvertently brought him closer to Martin's secret, creating a rift in their marriage. Martin's attempts to lay down the law with Smitty, insisting he abandon his journalistic pursuits, have only fueled Smitty's resolve. The tension between them is electric, with Martin oscillating between desperation and fury, while Smitty grapples with the betrayal of being kept in the dark. Their confrontation, overheard by Jacob, marks a turning point, as Jacob's shared memory with Smitty could be the key to unlocking the truth. Jacob's role is poised to be pivotal. His investigation into Marcel, Joey, and potentially Elon threatens to expose not only Martin's secret but also the broader network of corruption in Fairmont Crest. The June 24, 2025, episode revealed that Marcel, Joey, and Elon were involved in a clandestine meeting about a $5,000 payment, possibly related to the settlement Vernon arranged. Jacob's growing suspicions about his father's involvement suggest he is on a collision course with the truth, one that could implicate his own family and force him to choose between loyalty and justice. The Dupree family, led by Vernon and Anita, is teetering on the edge of collapse. Anita's return from Chicago has brought fresh scrutiny, as she senses Vernon is withholding information about the kingdom they've built. Her confrontation with Vernon hints at deeper secrets, possibly beyond Martin's incident, that could further destabilize the family. Meanwhile, Danny's feud with Haley and her suspicions about a faked pregnancy add another layer of chaos, distracting from the central mystery but amplifying the sense of a family unraveling. Speculation: how will the story play out? The trajectory of Martin's secret and Jacob's role suggests several dramatic possibilities. One scenario is that Jacob's memory will fully resurface, revealing him as a witness to Martin's actions, perhaps a car crash or an altercation that resulted in a death. If Jacob was coerced into silence by Vernon or Bill, his rediscovery of the truth could lead to a confrontation with Martin, forcing the congressman to face his past. This would be a devastating blow to Martin's presidential ambitions and could fracture his marriage to Smitty, who may struggle to reconcile his love for Martin with the horror of his actions. Alternatively, Jacob's investigation could expose a larger conspiracy, with Martin's secret serving as a linchpin. If Marcel and Joey are tied to organized crime, Martin's incident might involve a deal gone wrong or an act of violence to protect the Dupree family's interests. Jacob's pursuit of justice could lead him to uncover evidence that implicates not only Martin but also Vernon, Bill, and Ted, potentially bringing down the entire family empire. This would align with the show's theme of rich, black people doing messy things, as articulated by creator Michelle Val-Jean, and would cement Beyond the Gates as a bold, unflinching exploration of power and morality. The wild card is Kenneth, whose blackmail scheme adds an unpredictable element. His demand for $100,000 and his cryptic references to A Tragic Night suggest he was either a victim or a co-conspirator, perhaps the man Vernon paid to leave the country. If Kenneth's return forces Martin to confess, it could trigger a domino effect, with Jacob's memories providing corroborating evidence. The emotional fallout would be profound, particularly for Smitty and the children, who Vernon warned would suffer from the secret's exposure. Conclusion: A turning point looms. Beyond the Gates has masterfully crafted a narrative that keeps viewers on edge, with Martin's secret serving as the fulcrum of the Dupree family's drama. Jacob Hawthorne, with his fragmented memories and relentless pursuit of truth, is emerging as a critical figure in this unfolding saga. Whether he is a witness, a victim, or an unwitting accomplice, Jacob's connection to the events of 2023 promises to be a game-changer. As Smitty digs deeper, Martin spirals, and Vernon scrambles to protect the family, the stage is set for a revelation that could shatter the Dupree dynasty and redefine the lives of everyone in Fairmont Crest. The beauty of Beyond the Gates lies in its ability to balance soap opera spectacle with nuanced character development, offering a fresh perspective on the Black experience in daytime television. As we await the next episodes, the questions linger. Will Jacob's memories unlock the truth? Can Martin survive the exposure of his secret? And how will the Dupree family weather the storm? One thing is certain, the gates of Fairmont Crest are about to swing wide open, revealing a truth that will change everything. Tune in to CBS weekdays or stream on Paramount Plus to witness the drama unfold, and join the conversation about whether Jacob holds the key to Martin's dark past. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. TV soap news and spoilers for more updates on Beyond the Gates.